So I bought my first EV, my first electric vehicle, and not just any electric vehicle, a 2021 Porsche Taycan. The car is unreal. I drove 5 hours from New Hampshire to New Jersey last week to pick this thing up and trailer it back because it doesn't have enough range to make it back there. Well, the car has been a lot of fun. The only problem is, in 1 week of ownership, I've had to drive the Porsche dealer 2 different times to have some problems taken care of. That's what this video is about. Do I love it? Do I hate it? Why have I been here 2 times already? It has been very frustrating. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Let's get going. So hey, pardon the interruption, but this is a sneak preview into the next episode in the entire series. So if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe down below. That right there is a Ford Mustang Mach-E. That, unfortunately, is another Taycan in the race. There's my Taycan, a Polestar, and a Volkswagen ID4, all part of Charge Across America's race from New York to LA, just like a cannonball run. No Teslas allowed. Right here in the Mach-E, you'll see Ryan Levinson, who's already broke the world record 3 times in a Tesla, though, going all the way across the country like we're doing right now already. Yep. Obviously, I would say he's at an advantage. Miss Go Electric, right there, is his partner. Brad writes for Jalopnik, riding along with his wife. We have team, what the heck is your team name? Mighty Morphin Power Racers.
He taped that whole video, brother. Don't ever mess this team name up ever again.
This is the sneak preview to the 3rd episode, so if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe. Now let's get back on with the video. Welcome back to our Flying Wheels YouTube channel. This one I'm really excited for because last week I had to buy a 2021 Porsche Taycan. Let me say that out loud. Last week I had to buy a 2021 Porsche Taycan because I'm going on a television show that's all about electric vehicles. So I got a call from a production company that said, Craig, we'd love to have you on our show. We're traveling in a cannonball run race from New York to LA. The only trick is it has to be done in an electric vehicle. We have a Nissan Leaf all set up for you. Nissan Leaf.
Well, I want to drive across the country in a Nissan Leaf.
So I asked them, can it be any electric vehicle? Anything but a Tesla. So I said, I want to do it in a Porsche Taycan. I've wanted one ever since I saw the first video, the first launch of this car. It's amazing, and it's a perfect opportunity for me to get one of these things. Now, there's a couple reasons why I wanted to buy it. Number 1, for the show. Number 2, I want to see if I can drive out to LA and sell it for more money than I paid on the East Coast. Obviously, emissions are a lot tighter in California, and I think we can actually make a profit on this car after driving across the country with it. But that's not what today's video is about. Today's video is about why has this car been in the shop 2 times already with 1 week of ownership, and all the weird things that I like and that I don't like about this 2021 Porsche Taycan, starting with the key. Now you'll see the key fob's actually in the shape of the car. That's an iconic Porsche thing. They did it with the Cayenne, they do it with the 911s, they do it with the Macans. It's pretty neat. Now if I hit the unlock button, obviously it'll unlock. It has the front button and then the rear trunk button. But that's not the cool feature about this key. Come follow me. As I get close to the car, in range of the vehicle, watch the door handles. Did you see that? They open up without me even touching it. Now the door opens up like a regular door handle, and then when I'm done, they tuck back in. Now what happens if the battery dies? Well, there is an actual key in here that pulls out, and then right in there is a keyhole for the key. So now the door handles raise automatically so I can get into it. The question is, I live in the Northeast. It's sometimes below 0 degrees. What happens when these doors freeze? Am I really pulling on them? I mean, I have regular cars that the door handles freeze and break, and they're not electric doors. Now this thing has 2 fuel doors, actually for the electric plugs. The upgraded version of the Taycan, the Turbo, and some of the 4S's come with an electronic button where you slide your finger under and the door opens electronically. It actually folds up into the fender. This one is a push button just like a regular gas door. Now with the car locked, the gas door won't open. And if you come right here, I'll show you something kind of neat. You have the regular standard charging plug over here, and then on the other side, we have a secondary plug for fast charging. Now you'll see it's a standard plug here. This is for the rapid charger. Now we're traveling across the US with this car. There are Electrify America stations all over the country. Now one other feature, on my phone, I have a Porsche Connect app, and it's linked directly to my car, and it will tell me where all of the charging stations are. And the charging stations have the regular charging speeds, and they also have the rapid chargers that'll bring this car up to 80% charge in 30 minutes. Now, because I just bought this car, I actually get 3 years of free charging up to 30 minutes. So I can go to an Electrify America station or a Porsche dealer and charge this car up to 80% for free for the first 3 years of ownership, which is really nice. But there's an even better feature about buying an electric vehicle. We're talking cash, tax incentives. I got a $7,500 tax credit for buying this car. Not a deduction, an actual credit, meaning at the end of the year when I do my tax returns, I get a $7,500 tax credit because I purchased an electric vehicle because I'm going green. Now, while we're on the outside of the car, let's talk about the front space, or the frunk people call it. Minimal storage, but still enough space to fit a briefcase for a small child. Get in nice and tight. Ready? Can you tuck in? What do you think? Enough space, or was it pretty tight?
It wasn't that tight.
Now the trunk space. You can see there's a decent amount of space. We have a 12-volt plug in here as well. And it comes with a charging kit for your at-home station. Now, one neat feature is the push-button automatic shut, and this is my favorite part of the car. Now, the car is electric. All of this is LED, and it lights up all the way across the car, including the Porsche writing right here. Now, while we're at the area, this is a rear spoiler that raises at a certain speed on the highway. Now, one of the features I don't like about this car is I can't manually raise it. So like my 911, you push a button, the spoiler goes out, the car looks a little bit cooler. This car, you can't do it. It does it automatically. Sorry. Now, we talked about the charging stations. The charging stations are all across the US. They're not that prominent in the Northeast. Like, I have to go 40 minutes in 2 different directions if I want to use a rapid charger, which is kind of a bummer because I've had some serious charging issues with this car already. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Now, let's go into the inside. Now, when I get in the car, it automatically turns on as long as the key is in my hand. You can see the car has started already. I just push the shift indicator into drive or into reverse, and then we have our park button right here. There is a start and stop button on this side if I want to push it, but to be honest with you, if I'm on the phone or if I left the radio on, I get in the car and the radio turns on full blast or everything lights up. The other day I was on the phone and I just wanted to get in the car out of the cold, the car turned on. I sometimes just don't need the car on and I don't want to have to manually shut it off by holding this button 3 seconds every single time. Now, there are a couple other things that are really neat about this car. Let's turn it back on. You'll see there are no knobs anywhere on the display. So the radio, I actually have to push right here, which is kind of neat. You can feel it pushing as you go. The problem is if I want to turn the radio down because someone's speaking, I can't just turn a knob to shut it off. I have to hold it and let it slowly decline. And if you watch the volume, even if I'm holding the button, see how slowly it's climbing? 1, I'm still on 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's really slow turning for the volume as well as the fan. If we go to the fan right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't just crank it up to 90 if I want to crank it up. Now, you'll see it has heated seats, and it also obviously has a heater in the car. The thing about it being an electric vehicle is it automatically gets hot. It has an electric heater, so as soon as I get in the car, it's warm. Now, there is a heated steering wheel that I just learned that it has. I had no idea where it was. And if you look right here, there is no button here indicating that there's a heated steering wheel. Well, this morning, I was holding the steering wheel right here, and see this finger? I clicked the button for my heated steering wheel. So it's actually a hidden spot right here. Now, most Porsches have your paddle shifters. This isn't automatic, but it's not a shifting automatic. The electric motors are at the wheels. There's no transmission to actually shift. Another kind of neat feature is the electric sport sound. Now, this car comes with the option of having the electric sport sound. I'm going to hit the car. I'm going to put on electric sport sound, so it sounds like a car. Hear it just change or no?
Yeah.
All right, now I'm going to go to drive mode, sport. Go ahead. You can really go. Zero to 60 in under 3 seconds.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Amplifier on the electric motor that amplifies throughout the speakers of the car, so you can actually hear it moving on a louder tone, which is kind of neat because you're used to hearing an engine rev, you're used to hearing shift points. In this car, you can actually hear your RPMs, so to say, through the speakers of the electric motor. Now, we can also change to recuperation accelerator. What that means, there's also a button for it right here. It's kind of like a friction brake, like an engine brake. As you're hitting the brakes, as you're decelerating, the friction's actually charging the battery. Slowly it does. I haven't noticed a difference of it actually happening, but it does have it. And then we can have a chassis option of normal, sport, and sport plus. Drive mode is sport, normal, and range. Now range maximizes the range of the car. I have a clip of me running out of battery on the way to the dealer because this car has run out of battery on me almost twice already. All right, first night of actually charging it. Red, I think, means error though. So, I don't know. We're gonna find out today. I don't like charging it in the rain. That's a little scary, that water and electricity. It was red. So let's see what we're at today. 102 miles, 42%. So once again, it did not charge last night. Awesome. Once again, I'm back at my house, plugged into the other side, the driver's side. Here we go. Charging is not possible. What the hell? Okay, you'll see that it's lit up green and glowing. It's because that I popped a fuse in my 220 breaker. So this is now lit up green. So we are charging. We'll see what it's like in the morning. Next morning, 5 a.m. Let's see if we're fully charged. Oh, hey, guess what? 42%. It went up 2% overnight. What is going on here? So I have extreme range anxiety and I'm having problems with this charging port. And because of that, I have to go to the Porsche dealer this morning. It's 8 a.m. They open at 9 a.m. And I have to hope, I'm assuming they have a charging station there, because the nearest charging station to me for Electrify America is just as far as the dealer. And I want to take it to them to see if they can check out this charger. Or maybe I'm just doing something wrong. I hope that's all it is. You can see I'm at 13%. I turned it on range mode instead of normal and sport. I have 31 miles of range and 30 miles to get to the Porsche dealer. So I'm 17 miles on range and I'm in range mode, 9% battery, and you'll see it caps me at 60 miles an hour. It doesn't matter how much gas I give it, it will not allow me to go above 60 miles an hour. Been a few minutes and I just got this. Please charge battery immediately. Am I gonna make it? I am 11 miles away with 11 miles of range. That's scary. I am crawling to the Porsche dealership. I have a turtle symbol on my dash right now. I don't even have 0% anymore, so it's like a gas light, which is actually kind of better than a gas light because it tells me how much farther I have to go versus a gas light. I kind of just have to guess. Can I make it? Can I make it? And here we go. We are at the Porsche Audi dealer. We have made it by the skin of our teeth. Now we just have to hope they have a freaking charging station. Boom, there we go. I'm supposed to get 3 years of free charging, but when I tapped my phone, it charged my credit card. So I don't know how the free charging works. So while we're at it, let's go inside the dealer, check out what they have. Fun fact that I just learned, this is a Porsche 911 Carrera 4, which was typically a naturally aspirated all-wheel drive 911, which is what the 4 means. However, now these come with a twin turbocharged Boxer V6. I was actually told that all the 911s are now twin turboed. So it used to be the 911 Turbo was the turbo. Now all 911s are turboed. The turbo signifies the level of trim, just like my Taycan. The turbo is not actually a turbo Taycan with an electric motor. You can't turbo an electric motor. It's the trim level, just like all the 911s now. Just an update. So I charged it into this Electrify America, and it says charge start error. So I moved it to this one, and it says please unplug because there's no account found. Now I called the dealer that I bought it from. Push this button. It should release the charger. I'm gonna freaking break this thing out of frustration. Okay, so I called the dealer I bought it from. They have no idea what to do, so they forwarded me to the 1-800-PORSCHE. Now I have to call the Porsche customer service. I freaking hate electric vehicles, by the way. This is my first experience with electric vehicles, so it's not good. I could have gone to 100 gas stations on other cars. And also, just so you know, pricing is about 32 cents a minute. So if you charge it for 30 minutes, 30 cents times 30 minutes, that's how much it costs to get to 80%. All right, 28 minutes later, I finally got it working. I went from 18% to 29% in like a matter of 5 minutes. I called the dealer who said, call me if I have any issues. They were zero help. She forwarded me to Porsche. I was transferred 7 different times. And then I was transferred to Electrify America, who then solved the problem for me. What I'm figuring out, because I looked at a Harley Davidson Livewire, which is the electric motorcycle today. I'm driving a Porsche. Nobody knows how the technology works. The salesmen don't know. The service techs, like there's not a lot of service techs that know how the EVs work because they're used to working on gas engines. So it's technology of the future in today, but people don't know how the technology of the future works. That's what I'm learning right now. Now there's some really neat features of this car, including the writing. So I can actually move everything up here with this screen. So just by using my finger here, I can actually write what I want and it'll go there as well. It's a whole infotainment display from here all the way down the panel. Now I just bought a 21 Corvette that I absolutely love, but since I purchased this car, I haven't used that Corvette. I actually really enjoy driving this thing. I've had a good time driving. Sherman. Yes. I need you to the rescue. 1 week of ownership. I parked it at the mall last night. I moved it from the charging station so I wouldn't be an inconsiderate jerk. Parked it, and an inconsiderate jerk hit it and took off. So brand new car. I've owned it a week. This is, I'm hoping most of it is someone else's paint. Yeah. But that's deep. That's deep. Right, that's deep. That's deep. Yeah. On a brand new car. And they took off. Can you take care of this? I'd love to see how you do it. Can I ask you what your plan of action is?
1,500 wet sand, lightly, just to get the paint off. Then just buff it, 3-step.
How bad is it now that you're looking at it?
It's not that bad. If it wasn't for these things right here, you see?
Yeah.
Look at that red.
Oh, those are so deep too. Thank you for this. I am impressed. German doing what German does. So would you just use rubbing compound so far?
Yeah.
And I just have 3 good sized nicks deep into the plastic. Bummer. Now I don't want to compare this to a Tesla because honestly the fit and finish of this is far superior to a Tesla. But the Tesla is very much like an Apple product where it's proprietary. So everything is Tesla. I can't use a Tesla charging cord in this car, but I can use an Audi, a Volkswagen, a Nissan, a Toyota. Those are all universal, whereas the Tesla charging stations I can't actually use on this car. The other thing comparing this to a Tesla, this one is not autonomous. It does have lane alert, it does have driver assist, but that's as far as it goes. It'll alert me if I'm going over the boundaries of the lanes, but I can't set it in the navigation where I want to go and have it drive itself. Another neat feature is I don't really worry about it being stolen. I don't have to worry about theft because it's so computerized that I know everything about the car through my Porsche Connect app. I know what my battery life is. I can warm it up from my car, meaning I can turn the heater on from inside my house so the car is warmed up when I get there, kind of like a remote starter, except you're not really starting the car. Everything is linked to my Porsche Connect app, so I know everything about the condition, including diagnostics, without actually having to go out to the car. I can even track its location. So emergency brake. There's no emergency brake button. It's automatic. So if I'm on a hill, it actually engages the emergency brake, even if I'm in drive. That way it doesn't roll back. And then it disengages as I hit the pedal, kind of like a golf car. Like when you hit the pedal and it goes. Same idea as the Porsche Taycan. It automatically engages the parking brake. When I put it in park, I don't have to think about it. This car is wild. It's weird. I'm not completely adjusted to it, but I can tell you, in the past week and a half of ownership, I haven't had to go to a single gas station. It's kind of strange. And I didn't even notice that until this morning when I drove past the gas station that I fill up at regularly, and I haven't had to go there since I bought this car. So that's kind of neat. Now, charging this vehicle, you want to maximize efficiency by charging it at night. Your electric company actually charges you different rates based on the demand of electricity throughout the day. So if you plug this in the nighttime versus the daytime, your rates will actually be a little bit lower, so it'll be less to charge this car. One of the problems I find about this car is probably more personal, is I feel like the man is always watching me. I feel like I don't own this car, I'm using this car. Everything's linked to the Porsche Connect app, like I had told you about. All the diagnostics are being read through. I basically sold myself to Porsche through a terms and condition when I bought this car. They know everything about this car and everything I'm doing, as well as where I am at all times. I'm not completely comfortable with that. And if you've seen the movie with Sylvester Stallone, Demolition Man, I feel like this is that car where you just tell it to do it and it does it, and sometimes it doesn't want to do it. It also sounds very similar by it being electric and just going. It sounds like a Jetsons vehicle. Lane assist isn't that great. I do have lane assist, which will guide me. It won't let me go over the lanes by accident, which is kind of neat. But in my 2019 BMW 540, that car was almost self-driving. I mean, I can let go of the steering wheel, I can set the cruise, I can set the distance between vehicles, and on the highway, I drove back from Vermont to New Hampshire, and it pretty much did it on its own. This car is truly a driver assist program where I am driving and it's helping me versus like my BMW was pretty much doing it on its own. We're going to go to the climate menu right now. Turn on Eco. Now, if you look here, you'll see the fans. This is the fan. I can't turn it in any direction. It's stationary. So what you want to do is change the direction of the blowers by touching here. And it will actually change the direction of airflow based on where you press it. I am at Porsche of Stratham in Stratham, New Hampshire. They have been amazing to me, so shout out to Porsche of Stratham. They've really taken care of me 2 times in 1 week of ownership. And there we go. Not only did they fix my problem for me, they washed my car. It looks brand new again, and I've been driving it for a week. It was filthy when it showed up, so that courtesy car wash really goes a long way, because not only am I happy that my car charges and they treated me right, they washed my car. Now here's the thing, EV is kind of a new technology. They do have a charging system here, but it's not a rapid charging system. So I was here for 4 hours earlier this week to get myself up to like 80%. Then I drove it all week, and it brought me back down. I had to go find a rapid charging station. The rapid charging station wasn't working correctly either for me. So there's all kinds of faults that all of which have nothing to do with me. Usually it's operator error, and I am the operator making the error. Not this time. I've had multiple issues with EV charging, and then I'm just concerned about battery life. I mean, there's a warranty on the battery, but it's only 10 years or so. What happens after 10 years? That battery is going to be extremely expensive, where I can tell you an engine lasts far longer than 10 years. Now, a full tank, or a full charge, let's call it, cost me about $16 to go from 12% to 99%. I couldn't get it to 100%. It stopped at 99%, and now that I think about it, I bought it at 99% too. I don't know why. And it's also like your phone. So the more you charge it, or the older it gets, the less battery life you have, which means the less range you have in the car, and also takes longer to charge, and there's all kinds of battery issues, just like your cell phone. Just think of it as a large cell phone. You're plugging it into the charger to charge it up at night. So, do I love it? I mean, I've had it for a week, and I've used it every day as my daily driver. I have a 21 Corvette that I absolutely love, and I've still taken my Taycan over the Corvette every single day. So all is good now. They fixed my problem. They even gave me a free car wash. I love these guys. Porsche Stratham, shout out to you guys. I'll give you a great Google review, and I appreciate it. The car, I also love it. Now, I'm going to California next week with it, and I'm going to sell it out there. But when I come back, I plan on getting a Porsche Taycan 4 because I want an all-wheel drive. I live in New Hampshire. It's winter. It snows. I want to have something I can use all year and have a lot of fun with. And now that I know the car, I really want to get another one. Plus, that $7,500 tax credit for buying an EV and going green really helps out a lot too. For now, I hope this video was helpful, entertaining. If you're looking to buy a Taycan, I would recommend it. I like it. I enjoy it. The fit and finish is far superior to the Tesla. Plus, there's a Porsche dealer all over the place. There's one here, there's one in 45 minutes in the other direction for me, so it was far more helpful than trying to find Tesla dealers all over the place. I hope this was helpful. Do me a favor, subscribe if you have not yet. Give me a thumbs up to help boost the algorithm. I'll see you all later. Have a great day. Adios.